Wonder how much shit I wrote down, you never broke down. My back used to be up against walls, it's on the ropes now. Fighting for that feeling we had in your Laredo. Back when you saw the thorns on my crown, more like a halo. My conscience punished me for the past while I was out there trying to ball. Bet you seen through the mask, hope I ain't being brash. If I say you could've split it with me, girl, you would see riches with me if you stuck around through the rags. My motivation these days is different. I mostly beat on myself, I don't wanna spoil a couple things I prayed for and was different.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. We are in for a full day of eating today. This is off the back of the last video I made, which was how to eat to build a masculine physique, which was a talking head video. So in this bad boy, I'm gonna show you exactly how I eat. And then obviously if this is of use, you can potentially then go back onto that video to understand how you can program your own nutrition. So fellas, without further ado, let's get into this.
I see new scenes of a just you need two rings, no strings to cut, but I don't know what you want. You thinking of it make me wrong. That hasn't been too long. Yeah, still I got my eyes on the prize, that else in sight, this tunnel vision. If I got commas missing, I don't know who might come up missing. I don't know who gon' be.
Okay, first meal going down. So this bad boy is 3 whole eggs, 6 whites, 50 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, and 10 grams of grass-fed butter, 50 grams of beef liver, and then also 150 grams of papaya, which I need to get out of the fridge. What you'll notice today, fellas, is my actual use of supplementation is very minimal. And the reason why is because I try and get most of my nutrients, both macro and micro, from whole food nutrition. Just because the way in which the body works, when you get nutrients from whole food, it's packaged in a way that allows the body to utilize it a lot more effectively when compared to using synthetic multivitamins, for example, which is why in this meal I have the beef liver. Awesome source of copper, vitamin A, all of which are bound within the food matrix. And as I said, because of that, that allows for a better absorption when compared to, like I said, getting it from a multivitamin where the vitamins and minerals are in isolated forms. It just doesn't have the same effect. So I always try and get most of my nutrition from, like I said, whole food. So this is what's going down for meal 1. I'm gonna sink this and then I will obviously roll into meal 2.
But I don't know what you want. You thinking of it make me wrong. That hasn't been too long.
Also as well, fellas, just before I go into meal 2, these are the supplements I'm taking, which if you do watch my content, you'll have seen this on a previous vlog, but 3 things. So beef organ blend, which I use to cover bases nutritionally, as I mentioned on the previous video, how to eat to build a masculine physique. So this I kind of use as my multi. Liver, heart, kidneys, obviously I've just had liver there. In terms of dosing, I have 150 grams of beef liver per week, so I just had 50 in that meal. I have this on a daily basis, I take 6 of these. Obviously it has liver in for the copper and the vitamin A, but it's also got heart, which is an awesome source of CoQ10 and zinc, and then also kidneys as well, which is awesome for selenium and detoxification enzymes. So I use that to cover bases nutritionally. And then I use this bad boy for magnesium, simply because it's incredibly difficult to get a sufficient amount of magnesium from nutrition alone, especially when you're busting balls in the gym, sweating your ass off like I am out here in Bali. And then also electrolytes, again off the back of sweating. It's just very difficult to get a sufficient amount of electrolytes from food alone. So I use a scoop, sometimes 2 scoops a day of this bad boy, which I do believe is the GOAT of electrolytes, as I mentioned on that other video. Super strong panel. If you are carrying a good amount of muscle tissue, brands like LMMT, Mantra, they're not gonna really cut it. This bad boy will. So yeah, these are the sups. Anyway, time to go get my bike cleaned, so I'll bring you along and then I'll probably eat meal 2 out. So let's go.
Hey, yeah. Where do we go? After our summer went cold, coming in hot, I was playing it slow, letting our story unfold. Baby, I know.
Okay, fellas, so second meal. We'll stand back here so it's not so fucking loud. This bad boy is oats, whey protein isolate, 150 grams of frozen blueberries, and then also some Manuka honey as well. Obviously prepared prior to leaving the villa. There's actually a bit of a debate in Bali, because people always assume that Bali's super cheap for food in terms of when you eat out. I really beg to differ. I think it's actually expensive to eat out, because if you look at the portions that they give you, you might see like £5 for a meal, or $8, $10, whatever it equates to. But the portions, like half a portion. So really and truly, you need to order 2 of them to get a full portion. So it doesn't actually work out better. So yeah, that's the reason as to why I pay a lady to cook all my shit. Also as well, I then know exactly what's in my meals, because you don't know what restaurants are doing in terms of oils. They might say they're using a certain oil, but are they really? Is the chef sweating in your fucking food? Are they using just shit utensils and so on that have been absolutely battered over years? You just never know, right? So this is why I like to try and keep in control of my nutrition to the best extent possible. And also as well in regards to nutrition and trying to build an awesome rig, at times, which is what I've noticed from a coaching perspective, where a lot of guys go wrong in regards to nutrition is they can't emotionally detach enough to the extent that you need to in order to build an awesome rig. Like me right now, I'm eating cold oats, and that's fucking fine. I don't mind doing that. Whereas a lot of people are like, oh no, I have to eat my meal up. Sorry, I have to heat my meal up. If you feel like you always have to eat a perfectly home-cooked, warm meal, you're never gonna build an awesome rig, because at times when life is busy like it is right now, you're gonna have to just eat shit on the go and make do with it. And for me, it's so easy, because being in a place like Bali, a lot of people out here don't have a pot to piss in. So if I'm here moaning that my meal is fucking cold, it's outrageous, you know? So emotional detachment is super key. So meal 2 going down. Okay, post-workout, that was a heavy leg workout, which I boxed at Undefeated Gym, which is a pretty new gym here in Bali. So you boys that are based in Bali, if you're into your gyms, go check it out. It's a sick gym, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, post-workout feeding, we've got 80 grams of sardines, 100 grams of chicken breast, 50 grams of jasmine rice, sauteed vegetables, some extra virgin olive oil, and then also some Redmond salt as well. Now, in regards to this meal, I see a lot of coaches, practitioners and stuff saying, oh, you know, don't forget your micronutrients. which, as I always say on my channel, super important for us to consume. However, the way in which I view nutrition, I don't really try and get micronutrients from vegetables and fruit, because as you may have seen online already, when we are consuming vegetables, fruit, the micronutrients are often coming with anti-nutrients, things like oxalates and phthalates, which block absorption. So I believe it's better to get the micronutrients from the organ meats, the seafood, which I'm going to show you in regards to the seafood later on in the next meal. So yeah, that's how I view vegetables in terms of micronutrients. Don't get me wrong, vegetables still have their place in terms of providing some fiber. Not that I'm a massive fan of fiber anyway, but also phytonutrients we struggle to get from meat and so on. But yeah, the kingpins for nutrient density are the organ meats and the seafood. So that's what's up. Anyway, time to scram.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup, something dirty in my.
Okay, fellas, in for meal 4. It is 6:30 here in Bali. Meal 4, if I am to swap one of my cooked meals at home, I'll do it for meal 4. So obviously in this instance today, I've got some cod with some broccoli, some spinach, and then I've also got 6 oysters. One thing I've not mentioned on the video so far is the fact that I don't use fish oil. And the reason why is because obviously we take fish oil for the essential fatty acids within the fish oil. However, whether you want to believe it or not, the essential fatty acids oxidize, which means go bad, no matter how high quality the fish oil is. So essentially the benefits we're trying to get from the fish oil via the essential fatty acids can just not be compared to when they're coming from seafood itself. Seafood is obviously nature's form of essential fatty acids, and as a result the essential fatty acids within seafoods are bound within a phospholipid membrane which protects the DHA, the EPA, and also so does the antioxidants and the minerals within the, obviously in this case, the oysters as well. So if you are trying to best preserve your health as you navigate a body composition improvement process, I highly advise you to try your best to get your essential fatty acids from seafood. Anyway, enough from me. Time to sink this meal, get these oysters in, and then we'll head on back to the villa for the last meal of the day.
We ain't agreed to, but the sun comes after, starting up a new chapter.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back and focus on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily.
Okay, last meal of the day. Same as meal 2, which is oats, whey, blueberries, honey. This is something at 9:15. I tend to go to bed at about 10 p.m. Oh fuck. So yeah, quite close to bedtime. Ideally this would be put at sort of 8 p.m. so as to not disturb sleep at all, but you know, life's busy, guys. You gotta sometimes do some not perfectly optimal shit. So yeah, also as well, as you would have seen in my room just then, I was on a PC as opposed to my Mac, and that's because my Mac went tits up last week. The logic board went, so I've had to borrow that PC again from a company out here in Bali. I had to do that in March as well. So when tech goes to shit in Bali, it's a fucking faff. So if you are in Bali, fellas, look after your tech. Even though that wasn't my issue anyway, that was a genuine Apple issue. But also as well, one thing as well, fellas, before we close out, as I said at the start of the video, when you see these 4 days of eating online of guys in great shape, you might look at them and think, right, that's the formula. That's the nutrition I need to follow. And it really isn't. And I felt guilty to that really in my early days. When I was sort of like 17, 18, I'd look at these guys eating certain things and I'd be like, oh fuck, that's exactly how I need to eat. And it's just really not, because how I've structured my nutrition today, for example, I could have done exactly how I've eaten 10 different ways in terms of using different food sources just to hit the macronutrients that I'm trying to hit. So of course your nutrition needs to be structured. It needs to be set up in a way that you can stick to it, but you know, you can have diversity within the structure. And just because someone that's in phenomenal shape is eating in a certain way doesn't mean you need to eat in that way. So yeah, an important point to close the video off. So fellas, hopefully it was helpful. Sing this, get to bed, and then gonna roll into another vlog tomorrow, so I'm gonna keep them coming. So if you are new here, stay tuned for that, follow along, and I will see you boys very soon.